So we want to take a few minutes to talk about Rigetti and what we think about it, at least in the short term. Of course, this is after last week's CES, the convention, where Nvidia CEO came out and said that a lot of these quantum computing stocks being speculative stocks, it's just basically a whole lot of speculative fervor is what they called it, and that this stuff isn't real. It's not applicable maybe for another 15 to 30 years. That was a sentiment that came out. So I went out and did just a little bit of reading up on it. I should have been doing more work and more study on a lot of the stocks, making sure that I have the fundamental part of all these things covered. So me myself have to grow and be better in the research area, as well as so that it can be paired tightly together with the way that I view the market technically, from a technical perspective, using technical analysis, which is really, no matter what, that's what's going to determine my entry, my stops, and my targets on any stock or any instrument, crypto, forex, or stock. So I'm looking at article and Yahoo. I'm just going to flip through a couple. I promise you guys we're going to do some very, very fun stuff on the charts. So you really want to stay tuned. But just looking through a couple of things. Hopefully the screen can be seen. But this was Yahoo on Friday, before the market even opened. Rigetti Computing egregiously overvalued. So I did verify that once I went and looked back. And again, I think I'll probably need to just flip back and forth a little bit. Again, just looking back at the chart, and I went back and I tried to do some research on the date of October 14th, 2024 to see what I could find. Something happened on that day. I actually found it too. And let me see. So I think it is the day after Google made its Willow chip announcement. Basically, so the slang word, clout chasing. So basically what it looks like to me at a very high level, you know what I'm saying? Just at a high level, from a bird's eye view, this was the result of speculation, clout chasing. Basically, Rigetti just jumped on Google's coattail and rolled them up, from the tune of basically nothing. On October 24, there was no value. I'm surprised that this stock didn't get delisted, as it was in the 39-cent range. But on 10/24, that's when the stock took off. So you had this hell of a ride from basically change. It doesn't matter whether 30 cent, 40 cent, 80 cent. And you had that ride up to a high of $21. So that, along with that, had a lot of retail traders continuing to trade Rigetti. And I think that speculation is what was driving it. Yeah, a lot of new traders, retail traders coming in, and people putting a lot of positions in, especially since it was an affordable stock. When you get stocks that are just a few dollars, then that's going to allow even retail traders that actually have some capital to invest, to buy large quantities. But I had went and looked around, and I saw that the major investors were not even buying this. They weren't buying Rigetti. So, and then just some of the other things that helped push it, not only jumping on Google's coattail the day after Google made its Willow chip announcement. Rigetti announced that it had entered into a partnership with Quantum Machines to use artificial intelligence, AI, to automate quantum computer calibration. Okay, they announced that. So then on December 20th, Craig Hallam published a note initiating coverage on Rigetti Computing with a buy rating. This is really what happened. I'm going to show this on the chart too. With a buy rating. Let me flip back over. I'm not doing a good job with keeping you guys up to date on the reading. This article is in the Motley Fool, where I was. Then on December 20th, Craig Hallam published a note initiating coverage on Rigetti Computing with a buy rating and 1-year price target of $12 a share. Now, that can be demonstrated right here. We're going to do some more. We're going to do some more technicals. We're going to have a whole lot of fun with this stuff, especially when we start breaking down what we can expect, at least this week technically. So that here is the December December 20th move is right here, right before Christmas. That's this gap right here. So see, a lot of things, the good thing about it is when there's a news catalyst or when there's a fundamental that's going to affect a particular stock, you can actually go see it on the chart live. So that his announcement right there on December 20th, giving it a $12 target. If you noticed, here's the $12 target right here. And this was simply off this guy just saying that. It's amazing how it just stuck out like a sore thumb. So this is where it started before he did that, you know, in the $9. So it grew $3 and blew through the $12 target, right? So that would have been basically been, we're on the weekly chart. This would have been I can't even call it a swing trade because that would have been in between, swing trade. That's something that would have happened between like a week or two. But you know, just hearing him say that, and then for whatever reason, Rigetti also, you know, that target became support, you know, even though its price action has retraced and come back. Because now people are really seeing, okay, there's more to it. There's more to it than the things that I'm talking about right now. Okay, I'm going to clean up and then I just want to talk about this some more. At this point, this is just basically more of an informative video. I kind of like want to get the information out here. So things like that, like somebody coming and putting just a random target on a stock that wasn't really worth anything. That's fine. Understanding that the move was made after Google made an announcement, they came and announced them. So this is all fundamental. These are all news catalysts. This had really nothing to do. This is the important part. This had nothing to do with the actual value of the company. Okay, so let's talk about the value of the company. Here's some, and this is just a standard. This is just, you know, pulling this right out of Google's AI. Okay, here's some information about Rigetti Computing as of October 14th. Remember, that's where I wanted to be at. October 14th was when this stuff happened. Okay. Let me just flip back one more time, show you guys this. So October 14th, that's this guy right here. Okay, that's him. Let me make him a little bit bigger. Okay, that's October 14th. And watch this. Okay, that's October 14th. And watch what happened. Okay, for the first quarter ending September 30th, you're going in it there for, okay. Oh, for the quarter ending September 30th. Okay, Rigetti reported the following. Watch this. This is very important. Reported. This was their financials. Reported the following financial results. Total revenues $2.4 million. That is nothing. That is an unprofitable company. Okay, there's no money there. Their revenue that they generated was just a little over $2 million. So you have all of these people investing in a company that isn't even generating revenue. And if you're not generating revenue, then you can't pay dividends. Okay, and it's just showing that the growth is really not there. So now this goes back to the Nvidia CEO saying this is really not there yet, even though they do have a foot in the space in their technology. I'm not suggesting that they don't, but the money, the productivity is just not there yet. Total operating expenses, 18.6 million, 20 million, less than $20 million to operate and do what they do is nothing. I mean, there's not even a lot of money. Like in terms of their overall operations, payroll at 20 million. And that's your total operating expenses. That would include everybody getting paid. That would include all the things that are required to run your facilities and all the vehicles you need to buy, all the machinery that you need to buy. $20 million is nothing. So I understand that they're really focused on cloud space platforms and a cloud space operation. I get it. Who isn't? But $18.6 million is nothing compared to the amount of money you would have to spend to really create the platforms you need and to deliver your technology. Okay. Operating loss, big thing. For that quarter, they had almost an $18 million operating loss. And that's why you have total revenues of $2.4 million. That's basically what that is. Net loss, $14.8 million net. That's not good. Cash equivalents available for sale securities, 92 million. Now, the thing about this 92 million that's available is because they raised that money. So if you go and look around, You'll go see the articles where not too long ago they had raised $100 million just to even try to make this thing a reality. So that's where this cash equivalents and available for sale securities at 92 million comes in. But that's not profit. Okay, that's not profit. All right. One more other thing. All right. So here's where things get good. And this is kind of where I'm going to shift my focus. RGTI stock is considered a high risk with high growth potential. Of course, some analysts have a strong buy rating for the stock, but its mean price target of $5.20 is below its current trading price. Okay. So at one point, the target was $5.20. Of course, this was back on October 14th. Now, what I want to do is I'm done with all the reading and stuff. You guys want to see you're here for the technical analysis. That's what you're here for. So let's do that. And it's actually going to be very, very simple. We're just going to start with, I'm out on the weekly chart. I don't need to be up close. Just nothing that's going to tell us up close, zooming into more current time frames other than, of course, the free fall catalyst that started all this stuff. Okay, so we're not too concerned about that, but we are going to talk about that because at some point we have to find support. Okay, so right off top, when you're talking about structure, right off top, people are going to think that this area here is the support. Let me fix that color. I don't want that to be blue. I want that to be black. Okay, so right off top, people are going to look at that and think that that's support. And I'm going to tell you why it's not. Hopefully, if I don't lose my train of thought, that's not the real true support for this chart for RGTI. That's not where the structure really is. Okay. I'm going to do something for you real quick. We're going to use some tools real quick. Just take this off and we'll start from the lowest low down here. We'll start from its all-time low. Let me take this off. We're going to start from its all-time low. And of course, we're going to use our sword, strongest tool in the market, Fibonacci, which is the way basically everything moves harmonically off of Fibonacci ratios, extensions, retracements, and things of that sort. So what we do is we're going to measure from the very low, swing low, to the very high and look and see how far it's correct, which is at this point, it's 61% on the dot, right? So it comes down to the golden ratio. That's why I have the 61.8 in gold. Okay. So it's just now wicking down into it. It's actually passed out already. It's passed out already. This is where it was. $8.93 is where it was at the close of market Friday. But then of course there's post-market trading. Hopefully I can talk about that too, post-market trading. So wicks down and just happens to be very, very close to 61.8 at the close of Friday, right? So golden ratio, you would think that that's where the market is going to find support, but because it also happens to line up with, let's say, if we take this off and we just kind of like mark it off like this. If we just try to mark it off and we'll just bring it all the way to the 618. So you would think that it's in that zone where you can buy it up out of, right? You would think that you can buy that up out of there, right? Normally on healthy stocks and things of that sort, that would be support and you could buy that out at 893, but that's not necessarily the case here. So basically one of the reasons is because this range actually looks like this in which you should trade that. Okay, this is the range. So the price action for Rigetti actually has to go a lot. Now, here's the bad news. It has to go even lower before there's going to be any type of buying confidence, okay, for anyone to come and buy Rigetti. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm just going to clean up one more time. And actually, what we have done is we've identified that area that's more pertinent to be this area here. Okay, this is actually the area. Okay, not that other area. This is actually where the support and resistance is, right? So looking at that, and the reason I say that is because it was support at this point. Let's just do a little bit more. Okay, so that area acted as support. Okay, bounced up. Prices rejected here, and prices come break it. They come test it. It actually holds. Okay, and brings price down to its low of 24 cents. Okay, so that's why I said this is the more area. This area here, even though it looks like that, no, this area is going to be considered minor support because it never held. Okay, I mean it held, but at this point it got broken And there's nothing to suggest that at this point it's going to hold and become support again. Okay, so it's actually this area here. So I want to come in closer. I'm going to clean up one more time. And then what I want to do is I want to come in a little bit closer. I'm going to come into the 4-hour chart. I'm going to show you guys something that's pretty important. I'm going to switch over to the post-market after the market closed. So that's regular trading. We're going to extended trading hours after. And you'll notice something. Look at the price. I'm going to flip back one more time. When the market was closing, it was still almost $9. It was $8.93. Okay. But since the market had closed, it dropped almost another dollar in the extended market, 807. Okay. Now, with that being said, and if we go back and we look, we put our fib retracement back on. Okay. And then, so you see 618, right? See 618. And we go back to the extended. You see, it's going through that, right? Which tells you, remember when we were out here on the weekly chart, that's day, week. Remember, I said that 618 is not going to be it. I said it's going to blow through that. And then right here is likely what you're looking at, this area here. Okay. Now what you'll notice is coming back in to the 4-hour. Now you see it. Now you can see where the real support is. It wasn't those areas up there which continue to get violated. Unfortunately for Rigetti, there's probably not going to be support and buyer confidence back into, remember what happened on the internet search that I did, right? The $5 range, somewhere between 520 and 595, which is where you can actually see it at. You can see it come here, you see support of it here, and then you see a reach of it here. Okay, so that tells us that's where Rigetti is likely to go, somewhere down, retest this here at $5.90. Okay, so that's my technical projection on it. Now, what I would say, unfortunately, is there's a big difference depending on how many shares that you have, from $8.07 down to $5. You don't want to have 200, 300, 400, 500, 1,000 shares and then still drop another $3, because here's the problem. There's no telling how much your correction is going to be. Let's say there is support here at $5.54, right? Let's say there's nothing to suggest that you're going to come back and there's nothing to say that you might be able to get up even to $12. Like if you tried to just do it in measurements, if you tried to use the fib, right? And say you want to get, say from that low there, you want to get 61% of the way back up, $15. Here's the problem. There's nothing to suggest that you're going to see $15 on Rigetti again. Not in the immediate future, maybe in the far off future, but there's nothing to suggest that even if you get support at $5, I'll put it like this: it's going to take some more positive catalysts. It's going to have to take them really introducing something big. It's going to be something fundamental, and they're going to have to show profit. They're going to have to show that they're producing products, acquiring customers, and producing profit. That you have to be profitable for the real big money investors to get behind. You can raise all the capital in the world that you want, but raised capital doesn't show the strength of your company. It is investor confidence in what you think you want to do, but you did not make the money. You're not generating income, and you can't go back and pay investors off of capital that you raised. So no investor can get paid dividends off of Rigetti right now. So with that being said, I'm gonna leave us where we are. I'm gonna leave it right there. I just felt it, it'd be something really good to come and talk about Rigetti. So you can see I just flipped back to the regular chart and got a long way to go to free fall back into where this thing should be. And it's probably gonna stay in that range down there. It's, a stock that you can trade, a dollar here, a dollar there, up or down, You can, you might be able to go from $5 to $6 to $7, but I really feel like it's probably capped off somewhere in this range here. I really feel like somewhere I'll just cap this off right here where we see before we had there's a big gap right here and then right here. But then that's that $12 range, and I'm not even so confident in that. I'll say this, that might be possible because that is 38% of the way back up. So if you do get support in the fives, can it make a 38% correction, which is a small correction? It's small. I don't know. I no longer have $12 confidence in Rigetti after the research that I've done. A company that only made $2.4 million. There's YouTubers who made more than $2.4 million in the third and fourth quarter of 2024. There's lots of people. There's regular companies. Almost any profitable functioning company is making more than $2.4 million. It's really not a lot of money in today's time. And their operating expenses, it's not taking them really anything to run the company. They're not doing anything. $18.6 million in operating expenses, and a net loss of $15 million is not good for a company like this. They shouldn't be losing money. If anything, you would want this company to kind of be like at a break even. So that's all I got on this one. Trade coming to you from the Harmonic Trading Club. Probably go back and look around and see what can I say about some of the other stocks and their free falls. But Rigetti happened to be the first one to come to mind. Like and subscribe to the channel. Share the video with aspiring traders. If you want more information like this, give me a thumbs up so that you can follow as I continue to create more videos. See you guys on the next one.